I got a special guest in the set, and I see him. He just popped in. We're ready to get this party started. Wherever you are, I need you to get in place and get in position. I don't think he went to sleep in the past 3 or 4 days, probably, but I'm glad that the Lord reserved him and preserved him to be able to have lunch with us, Joshua Generation. Wherever you are, get in place, get in position quickly. My friend, my brother, my mentor, Coach Todd Strand. How are you, my friend?
I am blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much, Pastor.
Absolutely. I just want to just get right off into some of the conversation about last night. And really, it's not about last night. It's about our future.
Sure.
But anyway, let's just go right into it. We're having lunch. I told everybody this is a lunch that can change their life. And you really don't need me to set the stage. You're the stage setter. Let me give a shout out to Coach Tanya. I see her here. We got her coming in the feed, and we got Pastor Danny, my brother, coming in the feed. So shout out to each one of y'all. Y'all help to get the word out. It's on and popping. So, Coach, I just want you to take us to last night and then take us to the future, man. Where are we? What's really going on?
Well, I guess I'll back up because I know that some people might be seeing this perhaps for the first time. Pastor Mel and I are part of a company that's been doing some incredible things around the world. The company spread to 52 countries, paid out millions of dollars in commissions around the globe, showing people how to make money from home. We happen to be in the single largest industry in the world. That's the travel space. And we have more people traveling right now during COVID-19 than at any point in our company history. And it's almost like counterintuitive. People think, well, are people even traveling? It's almost like people are traveling even more so because they can't do anything else. And so when you go to one of our resorts, you're going to a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, full kitchen, fully stocked, living room, couple balconies. There's no one near you. You have all the social distancing. They clean the place like it's cleaner than ever before. They sterilize everything, even if you go to the pool, there's no one near you. And so we've had this booming travel thing. Well, the company last night introduced a brand new service. And that service has been, exploding around the globe, for other companies. To give you a little background, I actually heard an interview, Pastor Mel, 9 days ago. I was out running before my training call on Saturday. I always do. And I was listening to this podcast. And it was a young guy who was delivering food for a living. And this young man got involved with the service I'm about to tell you about. And him and his partner since 2013 have made over $10 million. And I'm like, wow. That's unbelievable.
Right.
Well, then I met some other people that had similar stories. Well, then there was another company that launched just last December, and they rolled out a similar service, and they have had a lot of issues. They lost their merchant account twice. People have gotten locked out of their back offices for 7 to 10 days at a time. They couldn't get people in. Passwords didn't work. They had people that had to re-enter their credit card information 3-4 times because they kept losing it or something was happening. They had to send out an email telling everyone, sorry, we can't pay you because. And so that never goes over well.
No.
And then they had to send out an email, hey, we got hacked. All your financial information has been exposed.
Ooh.
And in spite of all of these issues, the company put in 80,000 people this year. 80,000. Yeah, keep in mind, we have a comp plan where if you have 100 on the left, 100 on the right, that's about $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
80,000. People are pouring in spite of all these issues.
Right.
So you might be like, man, what is this service? Why are people salivating to get it? What's so exciting about this service? By the way, one more company over in Europe. They did 40 million their first year. So, and there's more companies coming out now. So there's major excitement, major movement happening with the service. Well, why are people so excited? Well, because it gives people the ability to make money from their mobile phone. Meaning that you could be traveling the world with us, sitting on the beach, pull out your phone, and you're making a living. And when you can show someone how to make a living from their mobile phone without having to go, pick people up in Uber, without having to go to flea markets without having to recruit other people, right? Without, just right on my mobile phone. I have the ability to make money. And that excites people like you can't imagine. Well, the market that we're going into happens to be a travel related industry.
Okay.
And so my wife and I, we went to Europe last year, and we're at the LAX airport waiting to get on our flight and fly over, going to Paris. And the first thing we did is we went to the local exchange. We traded in our US dollars for euros. Because they don't take dollars over there, they take euros. Right. So we got to exchange our money. Well, this is known as foreign exchange or Forex. Most people have done it when they've traveled. They just never thought about it.
Didn't know it, right?
But it happens to be the single largest financial market in the world. In fact, it is 20 times the size of the U.S. stock market.
Lord have mercy.
So the U.S. stock market does about 300 billion in daily volume. The Forex market does 6.8 trillion in daily volume. It's not even close. And what's crazy, Pastor Mills, you can go ask most people, have you ever heard of Forex? Have you ever heard of foreign exchange?
No.
No, what is that? Or maybe I've heard of it, but I've heard of it, but what is that? Right. So here's the single largest financial market in the world, and no one's ever heard of it. How's that possible? Well, because up until a few years ago, you had to be an accredited investor, meaning you have a net worth of $3 million. And you had to be willing and able to open a brokerage account with a minimum deposit of $100,000.
Well.
Well, that just excluded most people in most neighborhoods.
Yes, sir.
And so today, if you have $100 and a cell phone, you're in. And most people are like, hey, now I can play that game.
Right.
Put me in, coach.
Right.
So, but of course, now I got to get educated on this. And so this is where a lot of the companies are exploding. They're educating people on this incredible market, how you can get into it, how do you navigate it, what are the risks involved, how can you profit in this industry, how do you minimize your downside, how do I get to meet people that are pros, that are actually making money in this space, and can I actually find out what kind of moves they're making every day? And the answer is yes. In fact, they will right on your mobile phone drop to you, hey, by the way, here's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to buy this at this price. I'm going to sell this at this price. They put out trade ideas. You get it in real time. And you can, if you want, copy paste those ideas over to your account if you like those ideas, and just copy what the pros are doing. And so, it takes a lot of pressure off. So you're kind of earning while you're learning. And so we rolled out something we called the travel trader. What's a travel trader? It's somebody who travels the globe for pennies on the dollar and makes money on their mobile phone as they go about. Some people might call that being a digital nomad. I just go from one resort to the next beach, and I got my laptop, I got my cell phone. Right. I'm in business, and I'm telling people. In fact, it's funny because we did the introduction yesterday, and yesterday morning I got to watch a program. I think it was on the business channel for CNBC or whatever it's called, their business channel. They had a program called The Future of Work. And they were describing what they see happening in the marketplace today, how many people are participating in the gig economy. They don't have a real job. They're delivering food. They're doing Uber, Airbnb. They're selling stuff on eBay or Amazon. They're doing part-time things. They're involved in network marketing. They're just kind of, they got a little side hustle. I got a little something extra on the side to make some money. They're saying close to 30% of the workforce now is participating in the gig economy. They're talking about all the companies that are now talking about shutting down their home offices. In particular, my youngest daughter, my son-in-law, they both have companies that are still doing fine, and even during COVID-19. However, they shut down the offices. Everyone's working from home. Well, this has been going on since March. March, April, May, June, July, August. So for 6 months, they've been working from home. And guess what? Productivity did not go down. Productivity went up.
Absolutely.
So if the employees are happier being home, if we can actually probably find a lot more talent for because they don't have to, get childcare and, and do the commute to work, especially in California, where it could be an hour and a half drive to work, and, you're in the traffic and all that stuff. And if we don't have to pay for the big expensive home office to house all these people, if we can show people how to work remotely Wow. I mean, productivity goes up, costs go down, employees are happier. And so, the rules are being rewritten.
That's right.
And today, if you are somebody who knows how to be a digital nomad, who knows how to be a travel trader, if you're somebody who knows how to make money from your mobile phone, no matter where you're at in the world, in my opinion, that is more valuable than any basic degree from almost any university in the country.
Woo.
In fact,
That's
I
a
got
big statement.
I got a friend. She's got a master's in biology. She's making $14 an hour. $14 an hour. I mean, making note with a master's in biology. You know, and you can come over here and show someone, hey, what do you do? Well, I go to this resort, go to that resort, learn how to trade the markets, a copy paste. And how are you doing? Oh man, life's never been better. I mean, it's like, which of these two plans you want to sign up for? And people need to know that there is an absolute ground shift that's happening. And the whole thing we announced last night, Pastor Mel, it's not even available today. So as we're recording this, it's September 1. It's not going to be available to October 1. So today the company says you can get involved for $0. They don't even ask for a credit card. They don't ask for any financial information whatsoever. You can come on board, put your name in there and say, you know what? You got my attention. I'm interested. Tell me more. I want to hear more about this. I want to see if this is going to resonate with some of my friends. I want to see if it resonates with some of their friends. And you can kind of begin to pre-market your business and let people know, and it can start to spread. You tell a few, who tell a few, who tell a few. It will be available October 1. At that moment, you can make a decision. Do I want to do it or do I not want to do it? Now, by the way, anybody who joins on September 1 has until October 1. Anybody who joins on September 15th has until October 15th. Anybody who joins on September 30th has until October 30th. Everyone gets that 30-day window. So even if you're thinking, oh man, I'm hearing this on September the 5th. I wish I was there 4 days ago. You're fine. You still get the full 30-day window. And we give everyone the same equal opportunity to evaluate. But what can happen in those 30 days can blow you away. I had this opportunity with our company in our travel division a couple of years ago. They launched the whole thing. We had this revolutionary pay plan coming out. We had this incredible travel service coming out, but you can't buy it today. You can buy it 30 days from today, but today you can pre-launch 30 days, get pre-positioned. Well, my wife and I, we called every single person we had in our phone, everyone we knew on Facebook. We messaged everybody, said, oh my gosh, something huge is happening. It doesn't cost any money, but you can get positioned for free. We got tons of people coming on board. Grab a spot. I got people that can come in and they're going to go below you. And the next person that comes in goes below them. The next person comes in, goes below them. We created so much energy, so much activity, Pastor, that we had 10,600 and some odd people join in that 35-day window that we had. The company back then started it on September 26th, I think it was, and they ended it November 1st. Or actually, it ended Halloween night. In fact, I did my numbers at 5 a.m. Halloween day. I had my number. I think it was 6,200 or whatever it was. And that night, when I had the 6,600, I added almost 500 people. Halloween day alone joined the team. Well, from there, they all got to make a decision. Do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Well, guess what? The majority of the people did not do it. However, the ones that did created enough volume to propel my wife and I to what we call one-star ambassador. And so our first month in the business was $9,000. Now, that's not the typical experience. I mean, that's not what typically people do, but we took advantage of an extraordinary moment when the thing was launching, and people always get excited like, man, it's not even out. I'm part of the pre-launch. I'm here before it's even been launched. I want to be first, right? And people get excited by that. And if you're somebody who's lucky enough to catch this recording while we're launching, before this is even out, to get in before, the big movement, right? Extraordinary things can happen if you're willing to go to work and work in a hard way. And I'm not saying you're going to have the same, success that I had, because I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo, as they say in Texas. But I do believe anybody who's hearing this, if you were to look around and see that there's a billion people out there Googling, how do I make money from home? There's a billion people out there that are scared because of automation, technology, Artificial intelligence keeps, replacing jobs. Now you got the COVID-19 situation where, people are kind of wondering, hey, I mean, I don't know what's around the corner. I don't know.
Right.
I don't necessarily feel so secure in what I'm doing. And
Right.
people are looking for that something that they can do. And when you can show people how to get into the largest financial market in the world and make money on their mobile phone, you're going to find a ton of people say, hey, you know what? Tell me more about that. How does that work? And today, cost you nothing to get signed up, cost you nothing to get pre-positioned. You're simply saying, you know what? You got my attention enough. I'm willing to put my name and email in there and maybe share it with a few friends and learn a little bit more about this and see if I want to do it. And that can go viral and become a big thing.
That's incredible. I got a couple of questions and comments coming in. I want to go to those, and then I got something specific for you, Coach.
Sure.
Man, and I know you've been on lines all, 90 plus hours, but we got a few people chiming in. Janine says this is awesome. She's going to be doing it from the Oregon coast. Amen. She's out there.
Right on.
Yes.
Welcome aboard, Janine.
Yes. And she says, yes, it's legit. Read about it 2 months ago. And now she says she gets ready to utilize Forex and make more money. Say what? Pastor Danny, travel trader. And he asked a good question. He says, what countries can be a part of our Forex part of the business?
We are in 52 countries. So the same 52 countries that we are in for travel, we are in for the Forex trader. But there will be some other countries we can open up with the Forex that we cannot open up with the travel because some of the countries fraud becomes a big issue. And if you let people start booking travel, there's a lot of it's hard to believe, but there's people that go in there and they book all kinds of hotels or things of this nature on fraudulent credit cards, even though we have software to catch it. If they book it, we're responsible for it.
Wow.
And if you get into certain countries where there's a lot of fraud, they start doing that. I mean, next thing you know, we had, 14,000 in bookings or 21,000 in bookings that you're just out that money.
Wow.
And so the company gets a little nervous about going to some of the, really high fraudulent areas where this kind of thing goes on.
Gotcha.
Well, with the Forex, there's no one that can go in there and just start booking stuff where we become responsible. They're just learning the information of how to trade. Right. And so there's actually countries we can go into with the Forex that we couldn't even go into with the with the travel.
So 52 plus, Pastor Danny, to answer that question.
And growing.
And growing.
And
absolutely. Growing. Every single day. Coach, this is the type of thing, I want to give you the type of profile of a person who feels safe and secure in their career path. They're not hurting for money. I mean, they're not wealthy. They're not rich. But they got some money saved up. They're not in debt. Most of their debts have been paid, and they have the type of discretionary income just to ride this thing out. Let's talk to that person first. Why is this still so vitally important? And if you don't mind, share with us the story you told me. I think it was last week. You blew my mind with this. I was not aware about one of the changes in the trucking industry that has already begun to take place. That was new to me. I looked that thing up, man. My mouth was wide open. So thanks for sharing that. Tie that in for us.
Yeah, well, it was on 60 Minutes, is what you're talking about. So 60 Minutes, not this past Sunday, the Sunday before, they had a whole thing about automation. And we all keep hearing about, artificial intelligence and automation displacing people. That's happening in massive, massive ways. Both the Obama administration and the Trump administration have put out just unbelievable, like the kind of thing you wouldn't believe unless you read it from both administrations. You would think there's so much fudge in the numbers, but when you read it from both administrations, two different labor secretaries, both saying that we're going to have massive displacement of people due to technology, it gets your attention. But there's some things you think that, but there's some professions that are safe, right? I mean, there's going to be people to check you out at the grocery store.
Right.
And of course, you see, you're the self-checkout.
Right.
I went to the France airport, and we've all gotten kind of used to you print your own boarding pass, you print your own bag tag, but you still go up and hand it to a human being. No. When I went to the France airport on the way to London at the beginning of March, right before COVID-19 got crazy, it was all completely automated. I never saw a single human being, not one.
Wow.
They automated the whole thing. Well, then to your point, 60 Minutes last week covered the trucking industry. Now, certainly someone's got to drive a semi truck, right?
Right.
You got to have someone. No, they've already had for over a year semi trucks. This is on 60 Minutes. Go look it up.
Yes.
Semi trucks driving up and down the road without a single human being in the truck.
Lord.
And they've been now there. It's mostly they test it. They're not like, it's not like the whole trucking industry's gone that way. But they have trucks driving up and down the road without a single human being in the truck. And they're like, this is going to displace 2 million truckers. And everyone thinks, not me. And then they're like, it's me. And so, yeah, things are happening very, 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 very quickly. To the person who might have, and I don't know everyone's particular situation. What I can tell you this, that in our company or the kind of profession that we do, it's the ultimate lifestyle. There are people in our industry that talk about the big money and, this guy's earning 1.6 million a month. This guy's earning 1.2 million a month. And this guy's making 800 grand a month. This guy's making 500 grand a month. There's people all over the place making over 100,000 a month. Put all that to the side. Is there big money in our space? Yes, but forget about that. Let's just talk about going out and creating an income that comes in month after month, irrespective of what you do on a daily basis. That is pretty rare. In fact, there's an incredible book written by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of the best selling financial books of all time.
Absolutely.
Well, he also wrote what's called Cash Flow Quadrant. And he showed, the quadrants. And he kind of took it, made four square, made a square. And the upper left-hand corner is where you find the majority of people. They have a job. They exchange time for money. And the lower left-hand corner, you find self-employed people. These are people that maybe they're barbers, they're beauticians, they do nails, maybe they're carpet cleaners, but they're dentists. If I am not specifically there doing the work, I'm not getting paid. So I'm self-employed, but I'm still having to exchange time for money. 95% of all people find themselves on the left-hand side of that quadrant. Only 5% of the people find themselves on the right-hand side. You have 4% that are business owners. I own a McDonald's. I have all those kids serving the burgers and fries. I could be out playing golf and I'm still making money. 1% are investors. So 95% of the people are on the left-hand side exchanging time for money, which sadly leaves them neither time nor money. And only 5% are on the right-hand side where they can do what they want, when they want, with whom they want. And ironically, the 5% controls 95% of the money.
Lord have mercy.
So, which end of this thing do you want to get in on? And it's not about, again, making it's not about making millions. I mean, if you could get involved with a business where you're just making 10 to 20,000 a month, meaning that you're making, good income, great American, like 120 to 240,000 a year. Your bills are paid, got nice cars, nice house, but your time is your own. You can spend time with kids, you can travel, you can donate your time, you can do the things you really want to do in life. You have what's called lifestyle. And today people are realizing, I don't need millions. What I want is lifestyle. And that's even true of the billionaires. I saw a great interview with Warren Buffett, third richest guy on the entire planet. He was back at his alma mater, Columbia University, and one of the students said, "What is your life like?" And Mr. Buffett said, "Well, my life is a lot like your life." And people started chuckling, like, "Yeah, give me a break. You're worth $75 billion."
Right.
He's like, "Well, look, I live in a house I bought in 1955 for $35,000.
Lord help.
I live in that same house.
Lord help.
My house is probably like your house. Warm in the winter, cool in the summer. I drive a car that's 8 years old. Mr. Buffett saying this. I drive a car that's 8 years old. Most of you drive a nicer car than me. I eat at McDonald's and Dairy Queen every single day, just like all of you. Now, when I fly, I do have a slightly nicer mode of transportation.
Right.
You've got the G6 jet.
Right.
Okay. However, the big difference between you and me is I'm in control of my time. Meaning the 75 billion doesn't mean anything. It bought him a house for 35 grand, an 8-year-old car, and lunch at McDonald's. That's why he's got all that money, because he never spends it. The real value of the money is I'm able to do what I want, when I want, with whom I want, because I want. That's what being rich is. You don't need 75 billion to do that. You need by the way, the average American household income is $63,000 a year. That means if you're making actually somewhere between 5 and 10 grand a year, you can accomplish it. But I double those numbers. Let's call it between 10 and 20 grand a year. Right. And you're now living a life like almost like anyone else. Right. No, I know a guy that makes 30 grand a month. Yeah. Does he have any time? No, he's miserable. Trust me. He would rather be you at 20 grand a month than him at 30 grand a month.
Right.
It's, I mean, don't go chasing manna. The love of money is what the root of all evil is. Not money. It's not money that's the root of all evil. The love of money. Right. By the way, the lack of money can be the root of many evil too.
You got that right.
And I would remind people, hey, Jesus said you got to go out and feed the poor, take care of the widows, right? Take care of the orphans. Well, it's hard to feed the poor if you're one of them.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So we're not all supposed to be poor. Someone's got to pay the bill.
Yeah. Split some air.
That's right. That's right. But you can have some lifestyle while you do this. And that's what we're all about, our company. That's what a travel trader is. Somebody who's got an incredible life. Your bills are paid, your house is paid, you're driving brand new cars. We have a car program. You can be driving a BMW, Range Rover, Tesla, Mercedes. Company's going to pay for it. Maybe you have a chef that comes in and cooks for you. Right. It makes incredible, delicious, nutritious food. They shop, they cook, they clean. You got someone that does your cars. You get on and you connect with your team around the world every day. You put out some positive motivation, hang out with people like Pastor Mel. Grow your business, learn about the Forex business, learn about where you're taking your next trip. You're traveling here, traveling there, having fun. That's what we call lifestyle.
I love it. I love it, man. You are a guru. Want to go to these comments? I'm going to ask you one last question, and the next profile is the person who's not like that person with all the extra discretionary income, but it's the person they are scrapped for cash. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. They're in debt up to their eyeballs. They're getting phone calls every day. They're not sure if the lights are going to be on or whatever the case is. That's their status right now. They're really in a bad place financially. And I want you to speak to that in just a moment. But let me go back. I want to say thanks for tracking along with us, Coach Tanya and Coach Pastor Danny and Kayla. Good day to you. Good afternoon. Lady Jeffrey, Lady Lucretia, thanks for chiming in. Janine, thank you so much. Kenneth Curtis, good to see you, man. Haven't talked in a bit. Good to see you. Prophetess Michelle, absolutely. Absolutely. My sister Vicky, good to see you, darling. Thanks for chiming in. This is the last question. I really appreciate your time, Coach. Here's the person, sometimes in dire need, depending upon what day of the week it is, depending upon what month it is. What can they do, and maybe perhaps to push the envelope a little bit, should they do with this type of opportunity if they're sick and tired of being where they've been?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Are you sick and tired? Because I've been on top and I've been on bottom. I've been that person. I was sleeping on a futon of a couple of kids I recruited into my downline back in 1994. I had a lawn and landscape company. I was on top of the world, hamburgers for everybody. I saw this industry, got excited, decided to go full time. There's not one book that says do that, but I did it. Had no idea what I was doing. I told my brother I had this lawn landscape thing. So I'm over here trying to, do something I know nothing about. And next thing you know, I'm running out of money and now I'm flat broke. I'm in that dire need. Creditors are calling. I'm behind on my promises, right? American Express called up and said, leave home without it. So what do you do? Well, for many people, one of the questions is, if not this, then what?
Mama.
If not this, then what? And if not now, then when?
Right.
And that's one of the big questions, meaning there's only so many things you can do to get ahead. And a lot of people figured out that a JOB, exchanging time for dollars, it's probably gotten you where you are today. And many people have been working 10, 20 years and they're got more debt than money in the bank. So they're like, just not getting very far very fast. And, everything, things keep getting more and more expensive. So you got to find a way to generate more income. And that means you have to get leverage. And if you start reading books on business, if you start reading books on people who have succeeded, Warren Buffett, go back to him, third richest guy on the planet. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. J. Paul Getty, the first billionaire ever, said it slightly different. I would rather earn 1% off the efforts of 100 people.
That's right.
Than 100% of my own effort. meaning it's better to have some leverage, It's like the guy at McDonald's. He's out playing golf, but as long as all the teenagers are serving the burgers, the fries, the Cokes, and the apple pies, he's still making money.
Right.
The question is, how do you put yourself in that position? Because as you mentioned, I'm broke. I got the creditors calling. I mean, the lights are flickering on and off. What do I do? Well, today, you can get positioned for free. Today, it costs you $0.00. That is a price you can afford no matter how broke you are.
Right.
And you can sign up and you can begin to team up with Pastor Mel and some of the incredible people that told you about our company. And you can go out there and begin to share this information, share these ideas with others. You can begin to pre-build a team and see some excitement and see some movement and see some activity. And as you start to see some growth, understand that with our compensation program, with as few as 4 people in your left leg and 4 people in your right leg, you can be earning $400 to $700 per month. With as few as 14 people in your left leg and 14 people in your right leg, you can be earning $2,000 a month. With as few as 40 people in your left leg, 40 people in your right leg, you get car qualified. You could be driving a brand new Mercedes and you're earning 30 to 40 grand a year. With as few as 100 people in your left leg and 100 people in your right leg, you could be making 90,000 plus that 6-figure neighborhood per year. With as few as 200 people in your left leg and 200 people in your right leg, you could be earning $135,000 per year. With as few as 400 people in your left leg, 400 people in your right leg, you could be earning $165,000 per year. With as few as 533 people in your left leg, 533 in your right leg, you could be earning $212,000 per year. With as few as 1,000 people in your left leg and 1,000 people in your right leg. And understand, for our kind of an industry, 2,000 people is a very small team.
That's not a lot of people.
Remember that launch I did a couple of years ago? We had 10,600 people sign up in 34 days. We're talking 2,000 people. And with 2,000 people in our compensation program, you could be earning as much as $295,000 per year. With as much as 4,000 people in your left leg, 4,000 people in your right leg, you are just shy of $1 million per year. Now, is that going to happen for you? I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know your mix of skills. I don't know how hungry you are. What I do know is that people around the world are hungry. People around the world are searching. People around the world are looking. And anything can happen. If you knock, the door shall be open. If you seek, you shall be fine. You shall find. And I think that you found something that you can start for free and go out and begin to share this with some people and watch it spread around the world, watch it multiply, and you can become one of the greatest ambassadors our company ever had, because you can come on a webinar like this and you can inspire that next person and say, you know what? I was in your shoes. I was broke. I couldn't pay my bills. My lights were flickering on and off. I didn't know if I was going to have a job. My government assistance was running out, but I took a chance. I got involved. It wasn't easy. It was hard, but my gosh, look what's happened since then. And you can touch so many people around the world with your story. There's no testimony without a test. And sometimes we go through some stuff so that we can help other people. Yes,
absolutely. Coach Todd, I ain't got nothing but love for you, man. I want to appreciate you taking the time. Man, listen, we'll see you in Vegas, my friend. All roads are leading that way. We got my sponsor, my coach, Pastor Deborah, Apostle Deborah, her and Apostle Guy. We are ready for this, man. They're already on point for Ambassador. I'm believing to be there before the next 6 months. So I'm very excited. I want to thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your mentorship. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, you've been hearing from a guru that has been doing this his whole adult life, not working for anyone but the Lord. And he spent a little time at lunch with us. I pray that you've heard something and that you've taken notes about it. But more than taking a note, I hope you'll take some action, because I believe with everything in me, it's enough to change your life. We're going to get some ring earners out there. That's what he's helped me to do. And that's what I believe he's going to help you to do. There's a whole team out there waiting to see this life change. Get at us, inbox us, let us know what we can do to help you, to serve you, to get your life to the next level. Reach out to the person that shared this broadcast with you. We are Joshua Generation, and we're claiming God's promises together right here, right now. Much love, Coach. We'll see you real soon, man.
Amen. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, everybody. God